Beauty yourself up, Tammy. You're looking very sharp
fuzzy,
today.
isn't it?
That's the sun on you. That's all that is. Yes.
Make it better.
Yeah, maybe. Guess whose birthday it is tomorrow?
Yep.
Tammy's birthday tomorrow, so everyone needs to give her a welcome happy birthday.
Turning 35.
Yes, you are. 35 multiplied by...
I'm really 75. Don't I look great?
35 multiplied by 2 and subtract 6. That's the exact number. We're fixing to go have a brunch birthday celebration with the kids, Tammy. So...
With some of my kids.
Some of your kids.
Yeah.
Yep. Right.
The twins had their winter formal last night.
Yep. 16-year-olds.
And Lisa's in
No, 15-year-olds.
with her mom and dad.
Yes. Okay, so here we go. Let's have a look at what we got. Lee Zhu says, thank you for the videos. Oh, she had a good litter and we helped her. She said, thank you. Well, you're welcome. Posey Line Exotic American Bulls. Can you elaborate on Merles to Brindles combination results? Yeah, you bet. So, of course, you don't breed Merles to Merles. Brindle and Merles are both what are called dominant genes. A single copy makes it show up. So if you have a Merle dog bred to anything else, half the litter is going to be Brindles on average. If you have a brindle dog you breed to a non-brindle dog, then half the litter is going to be brindle dogs. So, what would you get if you put a brindle with a Merle? The answer is, if you had 4 dogs, just to make the math easy, you'd expect to get a Merle, a brindle Merle, a brindle, and a non-brindle. That's it. And then nothing. And people get worried that there's something you shouldn't be doing this, and something terrible is going to happen. Like people ask me about breeding Merles to Pieds. No, it's absolutely fine. It's just don't breed a Merle to a Merle. The 2 big no-nos are don't breed a Merle to a Merle, and don't breed an extreme Pied to another Pied. Because both of those can result in hearing and sight losses. Lil Perset, for your information. Good, somebody's giving us some information here. The turkey baster method, 3-to-1 water to vinegar ratio, flushed a puppy. They did it 3 times, wasn't very hard. You need a turkey baster and lube. I use olive oil rubbed on the baster and doggies privates also. I recommend...
You said puppy.
Well, she did it with puppy, but yeah. You go ahead and watch it, squeeze the mixture. Okay, this is actually a long text. I will review this. Yeah, okay, good deal. Somebody says I'm a hero. Good. Trent M, hey, question for you. What if it was a natural, we're talking about, I think we're talking about timing a C-section. What is the natural time the breeder didn't use a PG test for breeding? Well, I think what you're talking about here is probably how you time C-section. Look, I run into this quite a bit where people call up their dogs are naturally tied, they didn't know when it was done, or maybe they even find out their dog's pregnant after the fact. You know, it's a month later, it's like, oh crap, the dog's pregnant. What do we do? The answer is, I've got a video out there. It's called Dog Whelping Secrets, What Your Vet Doesn't Know Will Kill Your Puppy. It sounds pretty horrific. But the answer is, all the information's in there, and you're going to have to go off behavior, temperature, all those things. Review the video and it'll tell you exactly what to do. See if Tammy else knows what this one is. Esther Brophy, can you do a video on dog food? I know you use Life Abundance, which is I've heard is great, but I haven't wanted to use it because of it being an MLM. Do you know what MLM is? I think I've done some. Maybe I'll do a video on dog foods. I don't think I know what. Somebody might chime in what MLM is, because I don't know what that is. So Ken Thomas, we're talking about the ear flap, about me using it. I said, I highly recommend not doing this method as it's very tightly wrapped and it could lead to circulation being cut off and dead tissue, then having to part of the ear flap removed. if you're not a veterinarian, you shouldn't be giving advice like this. Take your pet to the veterinarian to get it treated properly. But here's the problem. You go to a vet, they don't know about this, and you end up with, they drain the dog's ear and you get a cauliflower ear. We've experienced this, lots of other people have. I've never heard of a single person that's ever telling me that they've caused problems by doing this. Don't wrap it really tightly. I don't think this is an issue at all. Kent Thomas thinks I need to be a vet. I'm telling everybody I'm not a vet. Take my advice if you want to, otherwise don't. Susan Brocksmith, we're talking about doing things to bring a dog in, and Susan says, I agree with Tammy, don't mess with nature. There's always consequences. I had a female that didn't come in until 3. I've been doing health checks and perhaps sell as a pet. Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. No, I don't disagree. So Susan also mentions, somebody mentioned about the Care credit card. He said it's essentially a credit card. So that's it. It's just a credit card. So just a way of paying for things. Do you have an anti-itch dog shampoo that you could recommend?
Boy, I'd have to show that on another video.
Oh, do you have one? Okay.
I got it from the vet.
Okay, good.
And it's for cats, dogs,
Okay.
all kinds of.
Right, so we'll follow up on that. So there is something that we've been used that the vet gave us.
And a spray too that I've got. Yeah. Just have it on hand.
Karina Martinez, I have a 4-day-old singleton who gets lots of milk in her nose when nursing without a cleft palate. Is this normal? A good amount comes out. I've separated her from mum. She's a fat happy. Yeah, so this is a typical situation where specifically you have a single puppy, mum has lots of milk, puppy's just free-flowing milk out of their nose. What do you do? And the answer is, we do nothing other than keep checking this dog that if it starts to get a mucusy discharge, you put on antibiotics.
Not even a mucusy one, a clear.
Yeah, a clear discharge.
Start.
Yeah, clear discharge. Any kind of discharge from the nose, other than the milk, is a sign that maybe you've got a pneumonia setting in and you need to get antibiotics.
Catch it early.
Yeah, catch it. There's just not much you can do about this. I mean, I don't like taking puppies away from mum. I think that probably makes the situation worse, actually. Mum's milk pressure's really high. Puppy hasn't been fed 3 hours. She's really thirsty. She goes to town on it. Makes it even worse.
Bet you didn't know we have road construction up this way.
Nope.
Okay.
Somebody else says talks about the credit card thing. This is from Yol Crazy. Hey, so how does the brindle knock out 10 points? When I see the lilac brindles bred to lilac try and puppies come out lilac try with brindle points. Well, okay, so here's what's going on with brindle. Brindle will wipe out 10 points. You will see some evidence probably, if you've got a dog that's AT or ATA with one copy of brindle, you might see some shading difference and some mottling around the bottom of its legs typically. And that's the 10 points trying to show up. They're getting messed up by the brindle. If you're getting some puppies that don't have that, it's because one of the dogs had a single copy of brindle and some of those dogs consequently didn't get brindle, so they show their 10 points. So back to this, why we're not crazy about brindle is for exactly this reason. It wipes out 10 points. That's it. Mr. Conqueror, this one's for Tammy. What is the price of a French Bulldog?
It varies.
That's right.
You do your homework, look at the website group pages, you'll see all different kinds of pricing.
Yep.
So,
what's the price range on French Bulldogs? I've got a number in my head.
well, I don't like.
Well, I'm going to give you some numbers just for the hell of it.
Okay.
Here's the numbers that you'll see: $0 to $500,000. That's just a ridiculously. So what are you going to get for $0? A pet, maybe somebody's problem pet. Maybe somebody's got an older dog that they want to find a home for, and they're going to give that dog away free, and it might be a fine dog. There's your $0 pet. One that maybe you can find in a pound. I've never seen a Frenchie in a pound, but I'm sure they're out there. Those
Yes.
might be the cost of having a spay done.
Rescues.
Yeah, rescues, right.
Rescues in
Right.
bigger cities and stuff.
Yeah. So those dogs might be essentially free.
Well, no,
You-
they'll make you pay for
a spay. They make you pay for shots, a spay, and a vet check,
Yeah.
and you won't get any paperwork. So, but I mean, again, if you're looking for the least expensive Frenchie that you can get, then that might be a place for it. Now, if you want to get a dog that the idea is maybe have both a pet for the family and that you might like to have some puppies, that's not going to be the place to go for it.
No.
So then the least expensive dog that you're probably going to find is going to be a not so great looking brindle Frenchie. And you maybe can find that for $1,000,
Just
$1,500 bucks.
remember the old saying, you get what you pay for.
Yeah, I mean,
Now, if you're just wanting a pet, no big deal.
yeah, right. I mean, you could well find a dog for $1,000, $1,500. If you're looking for, I'm just going to give you some general. Tammy doesn't like me doing this.
No, I don't. Just go on to another question, please.
I was going to tell you. I was going to tell them some prices. You don't want me to tell them?
No, they
Why?
can call and find out themselves. Do their homework.
All right.
Do your homework, folks. There's so much information out there. Just find it.
George Rui, can you please show us an example test of how to time a C-section with the machine that we sell, the Fine Care 130? So this is going to be the end of this one. I'm going to talk about different machines. So the machines that typically you see in vets' offices tend to be IDEXs and sometimes mini Vidas, sometimes Fine Care. And although they all measure in nanograms per milliliter, for some stupid reason, their numbers are used differently. For the life of me, it doesn't make any sense, because when you say nanograms per milliliter, that is a definitive concentration. So I don't know why they don't all calibrate the same way, but they don't. So you have to know what machine is being used so you can then interpret the results to decide what's going on. So let's just talk about all of these things.
I don't know where to go now.
It's all about 44 today, the Tulsa exit today. Right, so and I'll do another video on this in some detail, but I'm just going to give you some numbers here. All of these machines will show a slow rise to ovulation around day 9, and then they will show a significant jump every day, 70% more every day, and you're going to breed a couple of days after ovulation. So for an IDEX machine, the number would be 5 ovulation, the next day would be an 8, the day after that would be a 15, you do a vaginal on a 15, the day after that would be a 25, you do a surgical or transcervical on 25. On a Fine Care machine, slightly higher, ovulation around a 7, the day after that you're around a 12, do a first breeding on a 17, and do a transcervical or a surgical on something above a 25, more like a 30. On a mini Vidas, it's kind of a similar numbers to start with, and it goes almost twice as much. So on a mini Vidas, you're doing a vaginal on something around, I'll have to get a chart out to get it right, but you're going to do it on something like a 45. It's considerably higher. And I will do a separate video on this with the charts for those things so that you've got those for reference points. But it is important that you specifically, if somebody's using a mini Vidas, that you realize that. And then the last thing about this is also be aware of, if you're in Europe and Canada, that those places tend to read the results in nanograms per nanomole. And to get the results, you have to multiply the ones we use in the US, nanograms per milliliter, by 3.18. So where we'd be breeding on an IDEX on a 15 nanograms per milliliter, that would be about a 47 on nanograms per nanomole. Oh, by the way, now it's refreshed my memory here. An IDEX, by the way, you'd be breeding on something around a 30. Anyway, on a mini Vidas. All right. Well, that's gobbled up 50 minutes of your time. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye. I hope you enjoyed the video. Come back for more of them. Bye.